Good morning. It's Greg Fulness, G2 of Insight Creative Group. I just wanted to get back to our video series here and tell you a little bit about what we're doing. It's, what is it, January 10th of 2026. Pretty exciting time for us here at Insight. We are looking for a new studio space. We met with a group last week. We're going to look at it again on Monday. They seem really excited about us being a tenant there, renting their space on a long-term basis. It's pretty cool to say the least. It's a bit intimidating. The last place we were looking at didn't come through, or we haven't heard back from them, so we've kind of moved on. It was about 3,500 square feet, which we thought was huge compared to where we are right now. And this space that we are potentially getting, as I mentioned, the landlord, I guess we'll call him for now, we won't name anything as yet. They seem very interested in us taking over the space. We want to sort of restore it to its original 100-plus-year-old grandeur to a large degree. Anyway, it's freaking huge. It's 9,000 square feet. 9,000 square feet, you heard that right, which initially seemed really intimidating to us, but we're going to if we do get it, we're going to kind of do it in small-ish, bite-sized pieces, and it will be a workshop space, obviously, studio space. There'll be a number of studio spaces in it because, given the size, a full, a full darkroom, rental black and white darkroom. Hopefully at some point we'll move on to color as well. There's even a stage, so we may look at having things like small concerts, and then obviously rent it out to a lot of other photographers, creatives that want to do stuff. Whoever else there is interested that might be looking at our space. As I say, it's a really cool space. It's over 100 years old, in the core of downtown of Calgary. So pretty exciting. And also something I want to talk to you about I think it was May of last year, we were approached by the camera store and asked if we would conduct a workshop for Fuji. They were launching their new GFX 100R, GFX 100 RF rangefinder digital, and as a former Leica shooter, back when I shot full-time, before I went to teaching post-secondary, I shot Leica rangefinders, an M6 and an M8, and have missed them ever since. And so when we got the opportunity to do this workshop, it was myself, G1, Greg Gurla, and George Weber, with the support of the amazing Billy Wong at Fuji, and Evelyn, Peter, Julian, and the rest of the gang at the camera store. We had an amazing weekend. It went really, really well. And at the end of it, Billy was sort of like, what can we do to keep this relationship going? How can we help? So, of course, I was teasing him that maybe he should just give me a couple of cameras. And anyway, he's like, yeah, no. But if you ever need one or need anything, let me know. So my wife and I are heading off to Mexico this winter. And so I reached out to Billy and said, hey, when I shot this camera at the workshop last year, I fell in love with it. I absolutely adore it, and wish I could afford one, but at this point, it's not in my budget. Right over here, you'll see over there, I shoot a GFX 50R, and I have a 23, 63, and a 100 to 200 zoom, as well as a macro for that. So I'm pretty heavily invested in Fuji, and love their cameras. This one's pretty specialty because it does have a fixed focal length lens on it, which is a 35 f4, but awesome little camera. So anyway, I reached out to Billy and said, hey, by the way, is there any chance I could borrow that? And he goes, absolutely. So yeah, I also asked him, when I shoot street, which I like to shoot a lot, which I'll be shooting in Mexico, when I shoot people, and often when I shoot people, I'm not huge on the street. Obviously, there's a lot of homeless people or underprivileged people, and they can make wonderful photo subjects, but I'm always very cautious of photographing them. I don't ever want them to feel I'm using them. I don't want to go, here, I'll buy you a coffee. Hey, can I make a picture of you? I just don't feel that's right. I'm sitting in my office in my home, and to me, that's their home. The street is their home. They don't have anywhere to hide away from. So I generally don't photograph homeless people. It's just me. But anyway, I'm not judging others that do. But what I will do, I will often, almost always stop and at least say hi. Usually I'll offer them a coffee or something like that, or I don't generally give them money. I just don't want to feed their addiction if they have an addiction. So I generally won't give them money, but I'll buy them lunch or whatever else it might be. But I have a older Fuji Instax. It's in my cabinet over there with all the rest of my cameras. And it's instant. It's like $150 or something like that. It's orange. I can get it in a minute. But it makes a print, and so I can give them a print. And what I'll do often is I'll say, do you have pictures of yourselves? And if they don't, then I'll make a picture for them and give it to them. And I don't take anything away from it. And it gives them an opportunity perhaps to have a picture of themselves. And anyway, when Billy was coming last year for the workshop, I said, hey, can you by chance give me one of those wide Evos? And it's got a rechargeable battery, which the other doesn't. You have to buy batteries for it. So I really like that. But it's got a lot of their options that I really enjoyed, and it's being gray and flat. You can kind of hang it around your neck, and it's pretty unobtrusive. And I can make pictures for people on the street and give them to them. It also has an SD card, so you don't have to make a print. So anyway, when I was contacting Billy before Christmas and said, hey, can you send me a GFX 100 RF? I was also like, hey, can you send me an Instax Evo wide? And he did. They showed up yesterday. Well, I got back from BC yesterday. But I got them and just love them and don't want to give them back. So, hey, Billy, I don't want to send these back. But anyway, they're amazing cameras. I've been shooting a fair bit. I guess these came on Wednesday. It's Friday. No, it's Saturday today. Thursday. Anyway, doesn't matter. And went out shooting street with them yesterday and just loved it. And made a few pictures with the Instax as well. So thanks to Billy Long at Fuji Canada, who have done amazing stuff working with us, and we hope to do a lot more with them going forward. This is my home studio space, or my home workspace. We have our studio downtown Calgary, and as I mentioned, we're working on another space to hopefully have going by spring, maybe April. Other news, we have just fallen into our lap sort of in the last year. Has been a fair bit of work in BC, and my wife and I have long said that we will end up in the Okanagan where she grew up, and that's what we were doing there a couple of days ago. So we were looking at houses, and we found one that we're probably going to offer on, and so we will likely be uprooting to BC. I'll be back here numerous times a month, I'm sure, for workshops and other stuff. But we are opening up a lot of work there, and we'll be looking to open up a whole lot more. So if you're in the Lower Mainland, we're going to be starting to do workshops there, on the island, throughout the interior BC, and lots more growth that has been, as I say, we've been very fortunate. It's just kind of coming to us, which is really quite bizarre. We just found out today, or not found out today, we knew about it a while ago. The camera store is doing a little retrospective of in the 30 years that they've been around. Photographers who've been there from the start, who are still there, and myself and G1, Greg Gerla again, are part of that. And it's a portrait from us way back then, which is scary, although it was nice to look a whole lot younger than I do now. And a picture that we shot back then at the start of my career at that point, as well as a more current portrait and a picture that we've done more recently to look at the evolution of our work. So pretty proud to be part of that as part of the Exposure Festival. Other than that, some of the stuff that we are also doing is things like, this is a band called Philip Sace. Philip's a Canadian, lives in the States. These other two guys are Americans that play with them, really neat guys. Big Sugar, Canadian band, shot them. And Widemouth Mason, who Saskatoon band, although they live in, I think, Sean is in Vancouver now, Safwan in Toronto, and Reed is here in Calgary. Shot a portrait of them. And then 5440, who's a huge Canadian band. All of them are really cool. And it was one of the things that sort of fell into our lap last year was we did rockstar portraits at a client of ours in Sun Peaks on our 8x10. We shoot old school 8x10 as well as all this new digital stuff. So look for more from us. Lots of neat stuff coming, lots of workshops coming. Go to our workshop, our website, insightcreativeworkshops.com. And hopefully in February, early February, hopefully, or maybe even before that, we'll see. Hopefully we can make an announcement and let you know exactly what that new space is. And as I say, it's going to be really exciting, and we'll continue on with our salons. We'll be doing a salon in February, in late February. We have a painter who's going to be our featured artist there, and yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun, and lots of really cool stuff happening, and hopefully we'll be inspiring to many of you to just live the creative life. It's very best. Since I left SAIT, teaching in post-secondary in August, it's just been like oxygen. It's just been life back in flowing through my veins, and creativity and the ability to go out and shoot and have fun and have nobody to answer to but ourselves. There's myself and G1 Greg Girl again, and my wife and partner Nicole Dunstan, and so keep in touch. Again, insightcreativeworkshops.com. Reach out to us if you have any ideas for workshops. If you're interested in attending one of our salons, please reach out. It is by invitation, but we're always open to more and more people. And if we get our new space, we're gonna have to fill that huge, vast space with people for our salons. Yeah, it's just, again, keep living the creative life, do cool shit, have fun. Life's too short not to enjoy it. So take care, all the best. See you soon. Ciao.